Metabot, and welcome back to the Ottoman Empire campaign. And looks like we're gonna get our first taste of combat versus the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Ooh, all of these are like very expensive. But I don't want these anyway. I want this one. -10. That should. And it does lead to war. Yes. Very nice. Also get some technology here. There we go. I've been provoking the Austro-Hungarians for a bit. I started trying to get something with the Netherlands, but they're kind of far away, and okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to fight them anyway. But fighting the Austro-Hungarians, that might actually lead to something. Because they have some territory here that I would like to take. 100% army logistics, though. I'm at 41, which is not that good. But I think if I can just add crew back to these ships. And get more active ships in my navy. Actually, I'm just gonna do that, but I want them to have a crew right now. So I've expanded the navy a bit since the last episode. Okay, these are still being built. There we go. How's that financially? Plus 9 million with a wartime budget. If I set all of this to sea control, plus 3 million. Okay, so we're not losing money. That's good. Where are the Austrians? Here is their main fleet. They're not gonna get through here. Because I control the Bosphorus. They're not gonna get through there. Let's see. I did get some technology this turn. Do I want to I'm prioritizing just torpedoes now because I'm very close to getting some pretty decent torps. Do we have time for a 1-month refit of my battleships? Before they head into combat? I'm thinking reinforced bulkheads. It's gonna be a 2-month refit. And also overweight. We don't have time for a 2-month refit. Although, it would be nice to get those reinforced bulkheads installed. To reduce that flash fire chance a little bit. But that'll have to wait until after the war, because I need these guys in the fight. So we got 2 battleships, both have been refit. I got some of these that have these are being built. I got 4 of these. Those are probably those are the ones being built, aren't they? These two need to have their refits applied. That's a 1 month job. They're in Tripoli and Badr Abbas. Yeah, good. Alright, Austrians have in this fleet. Okay, there are 2 fleets here. One large and one small. Good thing I checked. Let's move out here. That's all of those. Let's set repair priority to low. So I can be the one who controls when they actually head into port for repairs. Alright, good. I can just max out that again. 4 months for improved torpedoes. 1 month for torpedo protection. Nice. Onwards then to November. And the Austrian army is attacking. And here we get another enemy. I don't even have enough money to pay them off, even if I wanted to, so... And they're striking my port. That's not good. Come at me, bro. Three months for the torpedoes. Good. Yeah, we're gonna fight the smaller fleet first. Healthy balance now in the red. Maybe bad timing to build these 4 new light cruisers, but they're gonna be done in only a couple of months. I can reduce the tech budget for now. Don't need to reduce it that much just to not lose a lot of money. We don't want to bring the Germans into this. Here we go. First battle. Budapest class battleship. We got 2 of them. 16.1 knots, so we both have very slow 3 dreadnoughts. My guns are a little bit bigger. 14 5.1 inch guns. Okay, that's the same as I have, so fine. Bregenz class heavy cruiser. 1 single 10-inch gun. I've got 4 9-inch guns on mine, and they are Mark II. I don't think the enemy has Mark II guns on theirs. Leitha class light cruiser with 4.3-inch guns. Alright. We're gonna take this fight. Alright, so this is actually take 2 of this battle, because I played it, and then the game froze after exiting the battle, and the game didn't save. Because the game auto-saves when you start a battle, or at the start of a turn like this, but not afterwards. So that's something Duke said he'd try to fix, add an auto-save at the end of a battle, so that if the game freezes or crashes, at least you don't lose progress. But anyway, we're gonna have to fight this battle again. But that's fine. Alright. At least I now have knowledge of the enemy fleet. So that's something. Set the armored cruisers to follow the two battleships. Drop them down in speed a little bit. Add this one to the other armored cruisers. Light cruisers, you can just follow, I think. Torpedo boats, you're gonna do torpedo boat things. And it must be said, the formation keeping seems to be better in this version than in previous version of DIP. I'm being spotted. And here's the enemy fleet, so let's, okay. Light cruisers went invisible. Let's take a look at the battleships. We got 11.2-inch guns. A bit smaller than my own. We got plus 28% armor quality. And yeah, I did set my calculator to plus 28%. They got 10.9 on the main belt. I can pen that at roughly 7,000 meters. So that's nice. And my armor is of better quality. So I don't think they're going to be going through my belt armor as easily as I can go through theirs. Let's just keep these torpedo boats around for now. Actually, I wanna split them up. 2 divisions of 2. Now the enemy cruisers all have torpedoes, of course. But being 1890, they're very short-range torpedoes. So the battleships are going this way. I want to try and have my torpedo boats attack the enemy battleships. The enemy fleet does not have torpedo boats. But they do have a lot of light cruisers. Each with how many torpedoes per broadside? Very small guns though. 1 per broadside, and then bow and stern. 3-inch armor belt. My light cruisers can actually take them on in a gunfight. But for now, we need to keep these light cruisers at bay. gonna turn my lines around here and try and sail them parallel to the enemy cruisers. A bit messy, but there we go. Good hits on Sava. He's pretty much crippled. And I think that's the first kill so far. Slow down the cruisers a little bit. Sava sinks. Torpedo boats are making their way around to the battleships. Light cruisers are also engaging. Maybe you should fire AP. I think you can pen. Flooding hit on Fogas. My cruisers are not taking much damage from the enemy cruisers. However, their torpedoes are a bit scary. '98 and '92. I'll attack the first one. Come on, need some good hits on Aspern. Two things happening here at once. All the ships are very slow, but it's still a little bit hectic. I'll detach you for the final torpedo approach. No torpedoes have been launched yet. Planet is falling back. That means Ogas is probably the next one to focus here. And Aspern. Good. Bring these guys back in. Okay, you need a better torpedo solution on Ernst, I think. you guys need to also detach a little bit. 93, you've taken a bit of flooding. You can go for Ernst. 91, I want you hitting the Maximilian. Maximilian sinks due to heavy flooding. That's one battleship down. Okay, what's going on here? No torpedoes. I've hit my ships. Which side do you have ready torpedoes on? Perfect. Perfect. You can go for Tiger now. Great. Which side do you have torpedoes on? Wrong side. Darn it. Ernst is still afloat. 93 has no more good torpedoes left. And then it's you with the torpedoes on the wrong side. Bad luck. You, however... Leonding? Maybe. What's happening here? That's fine. Okay, I don't think this torpedo boat will make it to Ernst. Maybe the 92 will. Okay, you no longer have torpedoes. Makes you kind of worthless here. But here, things are happening. Let's put that maybe as the thumbnail. You got some flash fires on one of the light cruisers. You can focus planet. Bogaz is already wounded. TB-91 has surrendered due to casualties. Just gotta double check which... Okay, you got torpedoes on both sides now. Perfect. Still want to have you go for that battleship, though. At least early game torpedoes reload really quickly. Rudder is damaged. That's not good. You got some torpedoes away. You got some incoming torpedoes. And if you can just turn around and launch your one remaining torpedo into the broadside of Ernst, that'll be perfect. Yes. And that was both Austrian battleships sunk. It's actually better than the last time. Okay, 92, maybe you can get out, maybe. Ansfelden sinks. Let's have my cruisers engage the enemy armored cruisers now. You can actually slow down too. Your cruising speed. And battleships can handle the light cruisers. I think. Should be able to. A good performance out of my torpedoes this time. Sank 2 battleships and crippled 1 armored cruiser. And my Mark II 9-inch guns are performing quite well against the enemy armored cruisers. The Mödling in particular is really hurting. Good flooding on Fogas. Switch your targets. And it looks like the torpedo boat 90-2 is getting away. Leonding is closing in on my armored cruisers. Fogas is badly hurt. Let's keep turning this way. Alright. If only Suleiman can land a couple juicy hits on that enemy cruiser. My cruisers need to speed up. These guys are coming at them from the back. Actually, no, belay that. What we're gonna do I'm gonna have these two detach. They're gonna speed up. You're gonna finish up those two. Tulin, Aurora, Helene are coming in. My light cruisers ended up very far away because I kind of forgot about them. Common occurrence. Come on, score some good hits. On the onding. Take a big hit in return. One of the 10-inch guns. Now, can you, with your damaged rudder, avoid this torpedo? Maybe if I pull the brakes like that. That worked. You two come here now. Why are you firing HE when you could be firing AP? That is a question. Okay, we're not going to be avoiding that torpedo because I didn't see it in time. More battleships. Why are you firing HE? There we go, that's better. Your aft turret has been taken out. There we go. Flooding hit on Tulln. Now Suleiman is coming in to take care of Leonding. I don't think this cruiser will make it. Maybe she will, because that was just a dud torpedo. good hits on Tiger. Turn this way. We're gonna sail parallel. We are taking care of Tiger with these two. There we go. Leopard is holding strong. Suleiman. We're gonna deal with Leopard. Couple solid 12-inch hits. Ought to be enough. Go on, reload. Bottle pen. Bring these two back. Light cruisers are coming back into the fight. So let's see, that's a 14 million ship. A little bit cheaper than mine, but not that much cheaper. Enemy light cruisers are 9 million each. Mine are 5.7. This way. I'm gonna try and form up my my armored cruisers around the battleships again, because these light cruisers are suddenly getting close. These are out of AP, so they're not gonna do much to the Tiger. Actually turn around and just start doing something about the planet, which is currently held back because it's following Fogas. That's interesting to see that they're not automatically changing position. That's a good improvement. Need to slow down and get some cruising speed bonus. And also I need to turn you around. exploding hit on one of my battleships. We finally score a good hit on Leopard. We harassed the Tiger. Only 2.5 aft belt, and most of the ship is the aft belt. Wiener Neustadt. Might be sinking from that. Maybe. Drop you down to your maximum cruising speed bonus. Oh no. That was a torpedo hit on one of my light cruisers. I wasn't paying attention. Darn it! That's the wrong button even. Wiener Neustadt still afloat. Barely. Now we're gonna finish off the Tiger. A very limited amount of main gun ammunition. We might get it. It's taking on more flooding. Just turn you around. We can still fire that A turret straight ahead. Tiger needs some flooding on the bow. These cruisers prove to be surprisingly tough. There we go, that's the end of Mödling. As long as you can switch to that, you can switch to... Not both of you, darn it. Stop that. Like so. This Leonding is the most intact. If I sink the Leopard first, he's gonna start moving around. Unencumbered. A bit more flooding on Tiger, and that does it for her. Great. Move these back in. Engage the light cruisers. Set your guns to save. Actually, I want to do that on the battleships too. They're hitting me back. That's not fair. Tower hits. You can set both of you to just use your secondaries on Leopard, so they don't obstruct the main guns. That's not something you have to worry about late game when you have radar and all kinds of upgrades, but early game, the splashes from other guns, it does actually impact your accuracy. Which is not good to begin with. Come on, Ahmed Pasha. Do things here. Not sure if the HE is going to be better in this case. These two are almost entirely out of ammunition. There we go, actually scoring good hits on Planet. Yeah, the AP is working. Planet is going to sink from that salvo, I think. Reason to refit with Mark II 6-inch guns. Wiener Neustadt is the one firing back, actually. I would have thought she was too angled over. Couple partial pens. We can now set the secondary guns to target the light cruisers. If they're actually going to do something. You might as well just set your main gun to fire. That's the thing you can actually fire at. Finally some more flooding on Wiener Neustadt. Might be the end of her. Maybe. No, got it under control. But it's very close. Not much left of her, but she's still afloat. These cheap light cruisers have been surprisingly decent. They're gonna fire AP out of that main gun. That might be the end of my my cruiser. No. Lucky ship. Maybe not lucky twice. Not lucky twice, but no additional flooding. Maybe still lucky. Just scored some decent hits here, finally. That's the end of Leonding. I don't want to switch their targets now and mess up their accuracy. That's the end of Wiener Neustadt. Leopard is the last one left. Just started moving again. We gotta take care it doesn't get to within torpedo range. We might be good there. It just took a solid hit. But the secondaries too. Come on, main guns. Oh, didn't do anything. Secondary guns are raking it though at this range. Going through the extended belts. I think that's gonna be the end of Leopard. And the 5-inch guns have actually done more than the 12-inch guns. Not on Katsonis though, she scored a couple big hits with the big guns. Gonna finish off Leopard, which I think is happening now. And then turn these around to snack on the light cruisers. More torpedoes against my poor cruiser, which now seems to actually be sinking. You're still in decent shape, this guy. Leopard sinks, finally. Let's bring the battleships in to deal with the light cruiser formation. See, now it didn't. Seems to still be afloat. If I can just keep it from sinking. If I can just keep it from sinking. If I can keep it from taking any more flooding, it should be fine. Structure is still 42%, which isn't catastrophic. Oh, light cruiser is out of ammo. Might as well send it home. This torpedo boat has no torpedoes. Fogos is going to launch more torpedoes if she's allowed to stay around like that. You still have ammo, but you got no speed. That's the, yeah, that was the kill torpedo. Unfortunate. Am I gonna end it here, or try and sink a couple more light cruisers? Maybe. Some of these don't need much before they sink. They're following Ottoman Pasha. I can lure them in towards my battleships again. Meanwhile, we should be able to deal with these. Five-inch secondaries are pretty decent actually on these. There we go. Big penetrating hit on Fogaz. The planet is the one that's closest to sinking. Just needs a bit more flooding. There you go, a bit of flooding on Fugas. Not what I wanted, but... you're the one who scored the torpedo hits on my cruiser, I think. You all scored some torpedo hits. We'll turn these around. Five-inch guns are doing things. Taking out main towers. But Helene is coming in very close, and I don't like it. Not exactly within torpedo range, though. That's... alright. There we go. Finally connected a couple big rounds. Bonus, you need to detach because that guy's coming in with the torps. Even if your rudder is out. That much I can do about that torpedo with the rudder out and at that range. Engine damage and bad things. Maybe I should have ended it earlier. Still doing damage, still scoring hits. I think your AP actually would be better. You can hit, that is. I should have enough armor to arm my AP shells. I do have enough that HE is not going through. Unless I hit the extended belts. Ring belt overpen. Okay, maybe they don't have enough armor. For that? I just want to sink what I can at this point. And there are sinkable ships still on the table. Time is running out. 19 in-game minutes left. Don't take too long. Hopefully. Is that the end of her or no? Maybe? No. "15 minutes left in game. They're pumping it all out. Like, I'm scoring decent damage, penetrations and stuff, but it's just not translating to the flooding I need. These are some very survivable light cruisers. That might be it. Not quite. Because as it is, if it survives the battle, it's going to survive on 71 structure. Floating gets reset after each battle, so it'll barely count as lightly damaged. But if I can give it a little bit more floating damage, or flooding, it will sink. Minutes left. I mean, it's a pretty good victory already. I lost one armored cruiser and a couple of torpedo boats. Lost one torpedo boat only. To surrender. And everything else is actually in decent shape, other than some flooding. Four minutes left. Not sure if that's going to be enough to sink it. Enemy ships are running out of fuel. And 1 minute left. Secondaries are completely out of ammo. Nope. That one survived. But that is 26,000 victory points. 2 ships lost. One of them just being a torpedo boat. This one. That was a harder blow, though. Let's see if the game will... No, it didn't crash. Excellent. Excellent. Means I will do a backup save here, just in case. Now let's see what's left of my task force here. 2 of the surviving torpedo boats have gone to port for repair. We still have this huge death fleet here. But I need ammunition and I need to repair. Three armored cruisers, 2 lights. Can I take them on? I mean, maybe. Not sure if I can catch them, though, before they exit the Mediterranean. Or maybe I can. Looks like I got a fleet here, too. I can block them off here. Nice. All right. So that is that for this episode. That torpedo boat is being repaired. Did I lose 2 torpedo boats there? I guess maybe I did. Maybe I did. Or maybe the game just deleted it. Because there's one left here. The 90-8. And the 90-3 is repairing. Yeah. Okay, anyway. For research, we're getting new torpedoes in 2 months. That would be very nice to have, actually, in this battle. As would the common pointed capped shell, which we're getting in 1 month. The Austrian armies are trying to invade. What's the difference in army logistics now? 100 versus 100. Okay. So I don't think these invasions are going to go anywhere. Because they don't have the numbers and they don't have the logistics advantage. So that's nice. Otherwise, politically, we are not very popular, it seems. Whom do I not want to fight right now? I mean, Germany, they have 1 torpedo boat. But the problem with getting into a war with Germany is that if they don't have any ships, I can't really get any victory points out of them. So I guess they lost everything they had against the British. So, but that's it. That's it for now. Goodbye, and take care.